Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Adam, and in today's video, I've been wanting to do this review for a while, but I feel like it wasn't necessary to do it when it was first released just because I actually wanted to use the product and make it seem like it was worth the while. And that may sound funny because of what it is I'm reviewing today and go on a brief overview with, and that is going to be the iPhone 12. Not the iPhone 12 mini or 12 Pro or anything like that, just the iPhone 12. And actually, I kind of feel bad saying just the iPhone 12 because, in short, do I think this iPhone is worth it? Yes. And do I think it's going to be worth it for the long term? Yes. And do I think it's worth the price? Yes. So it's funny starting out the video like that because a lot of people are probably asking, and you're probably asking, well, why? Why is this iPhone worth it coming from an 11 or any other previous iPhone? And why do I think it's worth it even past the iPhone 13 based on the speculation and rumors we're hearing about that? Well, let's get into it. So I hope this helps make your decision if you're looking to upgrade or just considering this phone, and I appreciate you watching ahead of time. So the number one thing that caught my attention with this phone is really the new design change. I'm a flat screen person and I love the boxy design. I feel like it's more universal for looking better with cases. I feel like cases fit better on it. I feel like it's just easier to put on tables and just grip in your hand. It looks better too. I'm just someone that likes that boxy, just neutral, just more, it looks more advanced. And when it comes to ceramic shield, Apple is promoting that. And of course, Apple would be the only one to promote that as a major feature change because they probably know themselves. They've always been pretty weak when it comes to the glass on their phones. Because I've used plenty of Android phones, just because I didn't review them on the channel doesn't mean I didn't use them. From OnePlus to Google to also Samsung. So for me, I take really good care of my phones. This thing looks brand new still. I mean, it's barely a ding on it. Even with my iPhone 12 mini, there's scratches on it, but I've been a little bit more rough with that one just to really test it out and see if the screen is scratched. And it's scratched, but that's because of coming into contact with keys in my pocket accidentally every now and then, or just tossing it around in my car, or just tossing it around on my desk, front facing down, etc. And it's still held up pretty well. So is it a major change that you should care about? Not really. Yeah, I mean, it's good enough. All right, so what do I think about Magsafe? Well, I think right now it's pretty pointless and it's not the most like exciting thing. And a lot of people are saying, oh, it's so you can do better wireless charging or you can have these accessories and these wallets and things like that. It's just dumb. It's just Apple getting us used to, something else coming. So this is the best way I put it when it comes to iPhones. When it comes to iPhones and a lot of other manufacturers too, but mostly with Apple, is their first generation of a new design or something new they came out with that's different than what they usually do. That's usually the one that is not going to be the most exciting, and that's what this one is. So there's a chance Apple's probably going to take away the port because they don't even have a charging brick, that comes with the phone. So that's sort of telling me that there's some other product or something. There's going to be a way for them to upgrade this. It's not just because they want a portless phone for the fun of having a portless phone. It's either going to be a thinner phone or something more advanced they're putting in a phone, bigger battery or something. There's going to be some reason why they're getting rid of that charging port, and I think that matters more than them just getting rid of it. So with that iPhone 12 mini, when it comes to the battery life, yes, I've killed that in a day plenty of times, especially if you're consuming a lot of content, but especially if you're consuming a lot of content on YouTube. That, I don't know what it is, but man, YouTube drains a lot of the battery, even on this phone. But with the iPhone 12, obviously it's going to last a lot longer, 6 hours on screen time, maybe a little bit more. And yes, I use my phone for multiple purposes. It's not just phone calls or texts, or who makes phone calls anymore besides me? Anyhow, I've used it for a lot of things and I keep my display pretty low. So I've noticed about 8 hours on screen time before the battery is really weak and pretty much dead. But that's a lot of time for continuous playback, without giving it standby time. It just depends on how you use your phone. I actually use a bunch of different things for my phone. I mess with iMovie to edit videos. Sometimes I mess with GarageBand because I like playing with musical instruments. Sometimes I learn a lot of Spanish lessons, watch a lot of YouTube content, whatever it is, and using the camera a ton. I mean, I remember using this phone for some of my, if you go back to my reviews, I was using an iPhone 12 to do a lot of my reviews on this channel before I upgraded my camera, and it still lasted a pretty good amount of time. So this next thing I'm going to get into really is I have to tie it in and really try to give my best real world explanation of the functionality of why I think this is important. And that comes to the screen display. So it being OLED and higher resolution than, the 11 and the SE and all these other models that are basic models, if you will, for people wanting an iPhone, I say you should just go with this simply because of that higher screen resolution and it being OLED. Colors are just going to be so much better. The resolution of photos, and I'm going to get into cameras here in a second. If you take a lot of photos and video, this is your camera. Let's say this is your computer. This is your one only piece of technology you have when it comes to that. And then just get the best you can with screen resolution. Because I'll tell you what, this compared to the iPhone 11 and any other iPhone I've used, it just being the 12 and not the 12 Pro, not that there's a major difference between that. But when it comes to the iPhone 12, I noticed the camera is better than any other iPhone. Again, besides the iPhone 12 Pro, it's better than any other iPhone I've ever used. And people always say, that's a great photo. What'd you use? That's a great photo. What'd you use? It's so bright, so colorful, so rich. It was the iPhone 12. And of course, I'll give you some examples right here and some example video footage. I don't know the exact date, but you can tell. You can tell which of my videos were recorded on an iPhone for my reviews and which ones weren't since I upgraded my camera. But this camera is killer. It does the job. The app is easy and functional. I mean, I really have no issues, and the photos speak of themselves. I really don't have to explain much. Whether it's music creation or messing with other apps, they're just going to work better and be easier on the eyes, and it's just worthwhile to get the bigger screen. And I'm telling you, that HDR is just ridiculous. I mean, it's just so good. There's just so much worthwhileness, especially when it comes to the selfie cam. And it's not just no longer that the front-facing camera, unlike their MacBooks, is the terrible camera and the rear-facing ones are the best. Yes, the rear-facing ones are going to be better, but I'm telling you, this is the ultimate content creator phone I've ever used. All right, now a lot of you think I may be playing, but I'm telling you, when it comes to the A14 chip and the processing power, it's pretty ridiculous. This phone is performing better than computers I've used in the past. And I'm talking about for uploading videos and just camera usage and really just overall functionality. Doesn't matter if I'm learning a language, Duolingo, simple apps like that, or playing Call of Duty, editing videos, editing music, whatever I've used it for, I just haven't noticed lag, no glitches. I feel like the phone and the processing power and what Apple's magic is doing is smart enough to know what makes sense to use for its fullest power and what makes sense to put things on the back burner. Because for me, I'm a simple guy. I'm not a nerd with this kind of stuff. I'm just thinking of it from a basic consumer perspective. Can this upload photos to Instagram quick? Yes. Can I do a selfie video and upload that to Facebook real quick? Yes. Can I record YouTube videos to become a content creator and just get started? Yes. Can I plug in a external mic that's going to work like a Shure mic to record a podcast? Yes. There's so many things that, and it may sound redundant, it may sound ridiculous for me to say common sense things like that. But think about it. Most people who do YouTube reviews on phones, they talk about all the nerdy stuff, but it's like, what's the real world function? I haven't had any issues with glitches, it shutting down by accident or whatever. It's really the most powerful iPhone I've ever used. Whew. All right, so that felt like a lot to uncover, given that it's been a long-term review of this phone and me using it. Do I feel like it's worth the $799 price tag? Absolutely. I feel like this is going to be, if you're someone that doesn't upgrade their phone that much, I think as long as you like the color that you pick, that may be the only gripe, because sometimes colors can get dull on you. But if you're going to put a case on it anyway, you shouldn't even worry about that. I think if you upgrade from this phone from the 11 or any other previous phone, you're not going to really care to upgrade for like 3, 4, 5 years. This phone is so future-proof, if you will. It's definitely not peak smartphone. I have no idea why people have a peak smartphone. Are you crazy? Until my phone can wirelessly charge without having to have anything connected to it, where I literally have an adapter in the wall, and it just, because of me being in the area, it's charging and stays charged. Are you kidding me? Are we at peak smartphone? That's just tech reviewer talk. So the next thing I'm going to mention is 5G before I forget. Do I think it's major? Do I feel like it's as good as it's being hyped to be? Not really. I mean, I've seen full bars plenty of times in the area I live. It's sort of like when people record videos in 8K or 4K, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's going to make a huge difference in how people respect me and my content. Most people are probably still going to watch in 1080. That's how it seriously feels. So I don't even think it's worth a conversation right now. I just kind of think it's, oh, okay, they're just starting early with this thing. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this video. This was really for those of you who are looking to upgrade and really just want to see if this is the one to get and not worry about the iPhone 13 or whatever's coming, because now you can finally upgrade. So I really appreciate you watching this. I feel like this phone is going to stand the test of time for a long time. Please like and subscribe if you found this valuable, or even if you didn't like it, however you feel, I would like to hear your feedback on this. Really appreciate it. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next video.